Alright, now let's talk about videography style. And since videos are the main content type on almost all social media platforms today, it's going to be one of the most critical parts of your guidelines. Here's the thing about video, it's not just about what you show, it's about how it moves, how it flows, how it feels in motion. You can have the exact same scene shot two different ways, and it will create completely different emotions in your viewer. A slow, smooth camera movement feels very different from quick handheld footage. Fast cuts create different energy than longer, lingering shots, the way you transition between clips, the way your camera moves, the rhythm of your edits, all of this adds up to your videography style. And just like with photography, consistency here builds recognition. When someone sees your video content, they should instantly know it's yours, not because of your logo, but because of the way it moves and feels. So in this section, we're going to define your videography style across 5 core elements. And by the end, you'll have clear guidelines that ensure all your video content, whether it's Reels, TikToks, YouTube videos, or anything else, feels cohesive and unmistakably you. Let's get into it. Your videography style comes down to 5 core elements that work together to create your signature look and feel. First, camera movement style. How does your camera move? Is it smooth and cinematic, dynamic and handheld, or static and locked off? The movement sets the tone and overall feel of your footage. Second, pacing and rhythm. How quickly do you cut between shots? How long do you let them breathe? What's the overall tempo of your videos? Pacing shapes the energy and keeps viewers engaged. Third, video color grading. This should align with your photography's color treatment, but video brings unique challenges and opportunities we'll need to consider. Fourth, transition style. How do you move from one shot to the next? Are you using direct cuts, motion-based transitions, or visual effects? Your transitions define the flow and visual language of your content. Fifth, B-roll style. What does your supporting footage look like? Is it cinematic, documentary style, or product-focused? B-roll adds depth and supports your core message. We're going to go through each element and help you make specific decisions about what fits your brand. Let's start with camera movement. Camera movement is foundational to your video style. The way your camera moves, or doesn't move, sets the entire tone and feeling of your content. I'm going to walk you through 4 main approaches, and as I do, think about which one aligns with your brand personality and the feeling you want to create. First is smooth, cinematic camera movement. This is slow, controlled movements, all perfectly stabilized, usually shot on a gimbal or with professional stabilization. This style feels premium, polished, intentional, almost like watching a movie. There's no shakiness, no sudden movements, just smooth, flowing motion. This is perfect for luxury brands, high-end products, sophisticated lifestyle content, or any brand that wants to convey premium quality and professionalism. The key here is that everything feels controlled and intentional. You're crafting each shot like a piece of art. Now let's go to the opposite, dynamic, handheld camera movement. This is natural camera shake, following action as it happens, reacting to moments in real time. This style feels authentic, energetic, like you're right there in the moment. It's not perfectly smooth because real life isn't perfectly smooth. There's movement, there's life, there's energy. This is perfect for behind-the-scenes content, documentary-style storytelling, personal brands, or any content where authenticity matters more than polish. The key here is that it feels alive and unscripted, not overly produced or perfect. Third option is static locked-off shots. The camera doesn't move at all. It's tripod-mounted, stable, focused entirely on what's in the frame. This style feels professional, clear, straightforward, focused. There's no camera movement to distract from what you're saying or showing. All attention goes to the content itself. This is perfect for educational content, tutorials, talking head videos, product demonstrations, or any content where clarity and information matter most. The key here is that the lack of movement puts all focus on the subject and the information being delivered. And finally, mixed and varied movement, where you strategically use different movements for different purposes. Maybe your talking head sections are locked and static for clarity, but your B-roll is smooth and cinematic for beauty. Your behind-the-scenes moments are handheld for authenticity. You're using movement as a tool, choosing the right approach for each moment. This style feels versatile, professional, intentional. You're showing mastery of different techniques and using them strategically. This is perfect for brands with diverse content types or for longer form content where different moments require different treatments. The key here is that each movement choice is intentional and serves the story, not random or inconsistent. So which one is your primary style? Think about your brand personality. Are you polished and premium? Are you authentic and real? Are you clear and educational? This becomes your movement standard for all video content. Now let's talk about pacing, the rhythm and tempo of your videos. This is about how long shots hold before you cut to the next one, and it dramatically affects how your content feels. Fast-paced means quick cuts, shots changing every 1 to 2 seconds. This creates high energy, keeps attention locked, feels modern and dynamic. This style feels exciting, engaging, never boring. It's perfect for short-form content like TikToks and Reels, content targeting younger audiences, entertainment-focused content, or anything that needs to grab and hold attention in a crowded feed. The benefit is you keep people engaged. There's always something new happening. They can't get bored because the content is constantly moving. The risk is it can feel overwhelming or exhausting if sustained too long, and it's harder to deliver complex information when you're cutting so quickly. When you're editing fast-paced content, you're cutting on action, on beats of music, creating rhythm and momentum. Every 1 to 2 seconds, something changes. Medium paced means balanced cutting, shots holding for 2 to 4 seconds. This is comfortable viewing, not too fast, not too slow. This style feels professional, engaging, but not exhausting, clear, but not boring. It's the sweet spot for most content types. Educational content that still needs to be engaging, standard reels, and social videos. YouTube content, basically anything that needs to balance information with entertainment. The benefit is, it works for almost any content. It's engaging enough to keep attention, but slow enough to absorb information. It's the safe, reliable choice that works. When you're editing medium-paced content, you're letting each shot breathe just enough. Cutting before it gets boring, but not so fast that it's overwhelming. You're creating a comfortable viewing rhythm. Slow-paced means longer holds, shots staying on screen for 5 seconds or more. This allows absorption, creates mood, feels cinematic and thoughtful. This style feels premium, artistic, luxurious. It's perfect for high-end brand films, emotional storytelling, meditation or wellness content, artistic or cinematic content, or anything where the mood matters more than information density. The benefit is, it feels elevated and intentional. You're giving viewers space to really see and feel each moment. It's not rushed or frantic. The risk is, you can lose attention if the content isn't visually interesting enough to hold for that long. Slow pacing requires beautiful, compelling footage. When you're editing slow-paced content, you're being very selective about what you show. Each shot needs to be strong enough to hold attention for 5+ seconds. You're creating a mood, not just delivering information. And then there's varied pacing, changing the tempo based on what's happening in your content. Maybe you start fast to hook attention, slow down for important information, speed up again for excitement, slow down for emotional moments. You're using pacing as a storytelling tool. This style feels dynamic, intentional, sophisticated. It shows mastery of editing and creates a more engaging experience than monotonous pacing. This is perfect for longer-form content with different story beats, content that needs to balance multiple emotions or purposes, or sophisticated brands that want to show editorial skill. The key is that pacing changes are intentional and serve the story, not random or accidental. So what's your primary pacing style? Think about your content type and audience. Fast, medium, slow, or varied. This becomes your editing rhythm standard. The next core element is video color grading. Your video color grading should align directly with your photography's color treatment. This is critical for brand consistency across all your visual content. If your photos feature warm, golden tones, your videos need to match that warmth. If your photography style is clean and airy with bright whites, your video color grading should reflect the same aesthetic. If you use moody, contrasty edits in your photos, your video needs that same dramatic feel. The goal is simple. When someone sees your photo content and then watches your video content, they should immediately recognize it as coming from the same brand. The color treatment is one of the strongest unifying elements you have across different content formats. Think of your color grading as an extension of your brand color palette and photography style. They all need to speak the same visual language. A viewer shouldn't be able to tell whether they're looking at a still image or a frame from your video. The color treatment should be that consistent. We're not diving into the technical details of color grading here, because the principles are the same as what you've already established for your photography. Your task is to ensure your video footage receives the same color treatment as your photos. Consistency is everything. The next core element is transition style. Transitions are how you move from one shot to the next, and they have a massive impact on the feel and flow of your videos. There are two fundamental approaches to transitions, and understanding the difference is essential for defining your style. A direct cut is exactly what it sounds like. One shot ends, the next shot begins. There's no effect, no fade, no motion blur, just a direct switch from shot A to shot B. Direct cuts feel professional and polished, fast-paced and energetic, modern and dynamic, focused on content over style. This is the most common transition style in professional video editing. It keeps the focus on your content and message rather than drawing attention to the editing itself. Direct cuts work especially well for fast-paced content, educational videos, product showcases, and any content where you want to maintain momentum and energy. When executed well with strong pacing, direct cuts are virtually invisible. The viewer doesn't think about the edit, they just follow the story. Transitions add a visual or motion-based effect between shots. a creative movement that creates a visual bridge between clips. Transitions feel cinematic and stylized, intentional and crafted, creative and expressive, part of the visual storytelling. These transitions draw more attention to themselves, and that's intentional. They add a layer of visual interest and can emphasize moments, create rhythm, or add a signature flourish to your editing style. However, transitions need to be used purposefully. Overusing them or choosing the wrong style can make your content feel gimmicky. When used strategically, they become part of your visual signature. We'll dive into specific transition styles later. For now, you just need to decide whether you want to use creative transitions or stick with classic direct cuts. Now let's talk about the final core element, your B-roll style. B-roll includes every clip you add to your video that provides context or emotion. We'll dive deeper into this later. Cinematic B-roll is slow motion, smooth camera movements, and artistic compositions. Everything is beautiful and intentional. This feels premium, polished, and elevated. It makes even simple moments feel important and beautiful. This is perfect for luxury brands, high-end products, lifestyle brands that want to feel aspirational, or any content where beauty and mood matter. When shooting cinematic B-roll, you're shooting at higher frame rates for slow motion, using gimbals for smooth movement, composing carefully. The next B-roll style is documentary B-roll. Documentary B-roll captures real moments, natural movement, or authentic action. It's not perfectly composed or lit, but it's real and honest. This feels authentic, relatable, and human. It makes viewers feel like they're really there, seeing real moments unfold. This is perfect for behind-the-scenes content, personal brands, authentic storytelling, or brands where realness matters more than polish. When shooting documentary B-roll, you're capturing what actually happens, embracing imperfection, prioritizing moment over perfection. Product-focused B-roll is clean shots highlighting product details, features, and usage. Everything is clear and well lit, showing the product accurately. This feels clear, professional, and informative. It helps viewers understand exactly what they're looking at. This is perfect for e-commerce brands, product launches, educational content about products, or any content where the product needs to be the hero. When shooting product-focused B-roll, you're on tripod or gimbal, using good lighting, shooting multiple angles, capturing details and overall shots, showing the product clearly and accurately. Lifestyle B-roll shows people using products in real contexts, living their lives, or interacting naturally with what you're showing. This feels relatable, aspirational, but achievable, and human-centered. It helps viewers see themselves using what you're showing. This is perfect for consumer products, lifestyle brands, anything people use in their daily lives, or content where context and usage matter. When shooting lifestyle B-roll, you're capturing real or real-looking usage, showing context and environment, including people and their interactions, making it feel like real life. Now it's time to fill out the videography section of your brand guidelines with all the details about your videography style.